what's up mga boss? Good morning. So, it's another RTO day. So, papasok ulit tayo sa ating office dito sa Cubao. And it's another struggle. Sabi nga nila, kung wala kang motor, stuck ka sa traffic. Well, it's true, right? It's true that motorcycles can actually bring you to places faster and more practical. If we are to own a motorcycle, sabi nga nila, you live only once. Might as well maximize the use of your motorcycle to enjoy it to the fullest. The thing is, if you are getting a motorcycle, siguraduhin mo nang bukod sa pagiging practical, that you can use it as a daily commuter, dapat hindi mawawala ang fun factor. Well, actually, sa totoo lang, we have discussed before that if you can only have one motorcycle and this motorcycle is to be used as a daily commuter, wala pa rin talagang tatalo sa scooter. Scooter bikes are the most practical, cost-effective, and most convenient form of transportation na magagamit mo, lalo na if you live in the metro, kung saan prevalent ang traffic. It's easy to squeeze through tight traffic kahit na masikip pa yan. It's very convenient. Piga ka lang ng piga. There's no manual gears to consider of. And it's very practical. Napaka-tipid sa gas. And ang maintenance cost is very cheap. But then again, it may be a lot of disagreement with others. Pero in terms of fun factor, nothing beats manual motorcycles. Right? Now, if I'm going to use my motorbike as my daily commuter, ang question is, practical ba ang big bike as a daily commuter, lalo na dito sa Metro Manila? Now, yun ang pag-uusapan natin. So, let's weigh the pros and cons of using your big bike as your primary mode of transportation going in and out of Metro Manila, papasok ng trabaho, especially if your everyday route is those known for heavy traffic like Commonwealth, Ortigas Extension, EDSA, etc. etc. Masasabi mo bang practical, worry-free, and very convenient gamitin ang big bikes? Yun ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Well, actually, big bikes are not really far different from regular motorcycles, except that they are big, they are heavy, and in a way, they are more expensive. More expensive in terms of gas consumption, and more expensive especially sa maintenance. So why do I say this? Just imagine a big bike is heavier than regular motorcycles by a far. Etong hawak nating 390 Duke is one of the lightest motorcycles na makukonsider mong big bike by our standards dito sa Pilipinas. It's a 400cc bike but only weighs about 160 kilograms. It's not as big, it's not wide. Actually nga, napagkakamalan pa siyang regular bike lang kasi the dimensions of this bike is not far off from a Duke 200 or even a regular 150cc standard bike like yung XSR 155. Ang hirap tignan yung 390 Duke as a big bike kasi because of the dimension, it looks like a regular motorcycle. But then, pushing this bike or using this bike in traffic, yes, it is doable, it is quite capable, but is it easy? For regular users, especially those who are not used to big bikes, well, technically speaking, it's a heavy bike. Normally, big bikes have wider turn angles, so even though they can filter through traffic, squeezing through standstill traffic may be a challenge for some, especially if you're lugging around much heavier bikes like a Z1000. Yun, aminado ako sa Z1000. Even if you're just pushing the bike para magmaniobra sa parking, dun pa lang sobrang bigat na. Much more trying to squeeze through traffic, napakahirap. Pag occasional biyahe, some would say tipong okay lang naman, matyatsyaga naman. Yeah, on occasional trips, definitely kaya naman tiyagain. Hindi naman sinasabing hindi kaya, pero think of it as a regular occurrence. Remember, we are talking about using the big bike on a regular basis. That's a different scenario, di ba? Just imagine having to do it on a regular basis or in some cases on a daily basis. Isipin mo pa lang na tipong traffic, ayoko na munang bumiyahe, nakakapagod. That would be the normal thinking later on pag tipong naging regular occurrence na nakakapagod pagbitbit ng mabigat na bike. Secondly, parking. I haven't actually said this enough, pero if you're using your bike and reporting to the office, in many cases parking sa office are limited. Now, for my case, na Duke 390 yung dala ko, it's often a toss. If I would be parking this in a tight space, makikisingit sa mga scooters na ang hirap i-maniobra to, or alanganing i-park ko siya sa parking slots ng 4-wheel vehicles, wherein the slots in itself very limited. Mako-question pa nga kung big bike yung dala ko eh. Yun para sa 392, which has the capability to even park sa mga ganyang ka-tight na parking for small motorcycles. But what if I'm lugging in or if I'm bringing in a Z1000, hindi ko na siya maisisingit dyan, and now it becomes a problem because I have to look for a parking slot that is for four-wheel vehicles. Those are some of the challenges when bringing big bikes. Now, if we are to consider other important factors, we have to consider the expenses associated with using big bikes. It's a given na tipong di hamak na mas malakas sa gas when using big bikes. Normally, big bikes would consume twice the amount of what a scooter or regular motorcycle uses. Just imagine, scooters nowadays, yung gas consumption nila is about 40 kilometers per liter. Ang big bike would normally consume about 20 kilometers per liter. So standard ng big bikes, matipid na yon. Now, if I'm a regular Joe, ang 20 kilometers per liter, masyado nang magastos yon, especially if I have to use it on a daily basis. Now, maintenance cost. Alam nyo ba na ang maintenance cost ng big bike sometimes mas expensive pa kesa sa maintenance ng kotse? A change oil alone sometimes would cost about 5,000 for an oil change. Diba? That's not far off from a four-wheel vehicle. Just imagine that. And mas sensitive ang big bikes sa regular oil change as compared to sa mga kotse. And at this point, we're not even discussing if there's a need to change parts. Di hamak na mahal ang mga parts ng big bike as compared to regular motorcycles. At some point, mas mahal pa nga siya kaysa sa parts ng mga kotse. Now, isa pang problema ng mga big bikes is their tendency to overheat, especially in standstill traffic like this one. Especially my bike, a bike with a very hot engine, diba? Who is in their right mind will be using big bike as a daily commuter in Metro Manila. Just imagine, di ba, the anxiety that the big bike would give you when traveling in Metro Manila in traffic. Daig mo pa nagtatrabaho sa call center with all the stress na may encounter mo. Now, wag ka sana mag-overheat, mauubos ang pera ko because of the expenses using the big bike. And especially if I will be using the big bike on a daily basis, this would equate to more expenses, etc., etc. Who is in their right mind will be using big bikes as a daily commuter, di ba? Now, if I'm only after the fun factor in manual bikes, I would be getting an underbone. I don't want a Raider 150 or a Sniper 155 kasi mukhang maliit sa akin eh. I may not be that bulky, hindi man ako mataba or hindi man malaki ang katawan ko, pero I'm tall enough that the bike would look very small pag sinakyan ko. So ano pa ba yung mga other options natin? Actually, may iba tayong tinitingnan. We wanted to look for a standard bike but still fun to actually ride as a daily commuter. Diba? So yun, naghahanap tayo ng bike na pwede nating ipalit dito sa big bike para pwede nating gamiting araw-araw. Komportable nga ang scooter pero walang fun factor ang scooter. So somehow we're looking for that particular bike na pwede nating gamitin as a daily commuter na at the same time hindi naman masakit sa bulsa, di ba? That is why kinda looking to get a bike na tipong 150cc, cheaper on the gas consumption and cheaper on the parts, but still has this form factor, maganda tignan, pogi, and also easy to ride in traffic. Diba? Panalo. Am I right? Diba? Ngayon ang problema, saan ako paparada? There. Well, to be honest, actually, naghahanap lang ako justification to buy a new bike. It has been the past couple of days or weeks probably. Tumitingin-tingin na tayo sa Facebook Marketplace for a used 150cc bike, manual bike, that is. Ang target natin is basically, of course, kung kukuha tayo ng second hand bike, kukuha tayo ng low mileage. That is on the assumption na tipong pag hindi siya gamit, lesser things to go wrong or to maintain pagkakuha natin ng motor, di ba? Now, we saw one at only 5,000 or even less than 5,000 kilometers in the Odo. So, yun ang pupuntahan natin. We have observed na tipong medyo mahirap maghanap ng ganito motorcycle. Mataas ang mga price. If ever you find one at a relatively good price, normally sold out na agad. So, may nakita tayo. Kakapost lang just 22 hours ago at a relatively good price. Seldom used, hindi pa daw na pang trail. Ang sabi, hindi daw nagagamit nagagamit lang sa subdivision. Malaki kasi yung subdivision. Well, we're not sure if we're going to doubt, pero based on the location, nakatira siya doon sa medyo maganda subdivision. So, we're kind of hoping na tipong marami siyang bikes, kaya hindi niya nagagamit to. Yung pupuntahan natin, yung seller lives dito sa may likod ng Evergotesco dito sa may Commonwealth. Unfortunately though, mga around 5 o'clock pa makakarating si seller. Hopefully, we can get to see the bike, inspect the bike, kahit na wala pa yung owner. So sinama ko na yung anak ko para pag nagkasundo kami ni seller, may mag-uwi na the scooter and I'll be taking home the new bike. Alright, ito na, kasi natin na tayo. So ginabi na tayo last time, so hindi na natin na-videohan yung pagkuha natin ng WR155, pero eto siya. Teka, labas na natin. So, as you could see, ito yung WR155 natin. Hindi pa rin natin binitawan yung Duke 390. Mananatili pa rin siya dyan. And we still have the old trusty Aerox. Gagamitin natin siya for most travels. Kasi dahil sa lalaganan and the convenience of a scooter. Pero pamasok, mas gagamitin na natin itong WR155. Pero for the time being, labas muna natin para makita nyo. Ito yung kinuha natin WR155. Well, technically speaking, it was already a month ago nung kinuha natin to. Pretty much a lot has changed already on this bike simula nung nakuha natin. Nakagaya nga na nasabi natin, we pretty much bought this bike with a primary purpose na siya yung gagamitin nating daily rider papasok ng office, not the scooter. Mananatili siya as a utility bike na ginagamit natin dito, pamalengke and all those stuff. Pamasok, itong gagamitin natin. Our office is situated sa Cubao and we would love a manual bike papasok. The 390 Duke will stay here. Hindi natin siya bebenta because this would be handy kasi kailangan natin ng express capable bike kasi we still have to go to Pampanga every now and then kasi may bahay nga tayo doon and we have to maintain our house kaya kailangan na natin to. But for most cases na pamasok, ito gagamitin natin. When we got this bike, it's only around 4,800 in the odometer, so napakababa pa ng odometer niya. But then again, kahit na mababa yung odometer, nung nakuha natin siya, putol na tong clutch lever at hindi na gumagana yung sensor ng first gear sensor. For this particular case, when you are in gear, hindi mo ma-start yung motor mo even if you are holding the clutch. So kailangan mo pang hanapin yung neutral before you could restart the bike. So kailangan nating umorder neto. And this one sa Indonesia. It took almost a month for these parts to be ordered from Indonesia at naisalpak natin kasi these ones are already broken. Well, we got this bike in a motored setup already. May mga gas-gas siya, typical kasi this is a trail bike, right? We just repainted it black. Since the bike is black, we opted to go full black. Now, when we had this, all the decals were off, but we opted to get, some decals put in place para kahit paano may dating. First things we did with this bike, we removed the very ugly side mirrors. At para still in the concept of a motored setup, we bought these side mirrors mounted sa handlebars instead dito sa ibabaw na parang tenga. So this would give the bike or the handlebar a clean look. Isa sa mga pinakaayaw natin nung nakuha natin tong motor na to is the muffler. Napakaingay na muffler niyan. I know the pipe is expensive, about 11,000 ata yung nakakabit dito. Pero nung nakuha natin kasi tong motor na to, kasagsagan yung issue with aftermarket pipes. So, since this will be used as a daily runner, we don't really want the hassle na tipong pinapara tayo just because of the muffler. So, naghanap tayo ng stock muffler, kinabit ulit natin. So, less worry for us. The very first thing na inangal ko agad do sa motor na to when we got this bike is halos walang silbi tong headlight na to. It's almost non-existent yung ilaw sa harap. Ang hirap magbiyahe. We bought this one. Mas maganda siya, parang mini projector lights. But then again, even with this conversion, parang kulang pa rin eh. So, we added this Senlo MDLs. I think it's 40 or 60 watts. So, that would give a better lighting sa gabi. Since this is a trail bike, ang kanyang grip is yung magaspang na type. Unfortunately though, pag ginagamit natin to on the first few days, masakit sa kamay, especially when you're not wearing gloves. So, ang ginawa natin is to make this more comfortable for city rides. Pinalitan natin ang kanyang grip, similar to that of our Aerox. And we added yung bar ends dito para hindi masakit sa kamay. Masakit sa kamay yung magaspang dito eh. Now, that makes it more comfortable for daily rides. Isa sa mga biggest expenses when we had was the tubeless conversion for these ones. So we had this converted sa Automoto dito sa Pasig. So medyo mahirap din pala maghanap ng basically a shop that does tubeless conversions. So nakachempo tayo. So it costed us around 3,500. I think warranty of 6 months. So goods na yun, at least may warranty. For any leak, babalik na lang tayo. We made the tires tubeless kasi when we got this, naka-tube pa siya. The problem with tube bikes, pag nabutas yung interior, well, definitely you'll get a flat tire. Hindi ka na makakatakbo. So, we opted for a tubeless conversion para at least magkaroon man ng puncture, maibabiyahe pa natin. Mas prefer pa rin talaga natin ng tubeless for convenience and safety as well. To go with this setup, to go with the look, ang una natin ginawa is bumili tayo ng skid plate. Because this one doesn't have any skid plate, so we bought a skid plate, aluminum ones. We were actually looking for the engine cover, but unfortunately yung engine cover may kasama ng skid plate as well. Since may skid plate na tayo na aluminum na mas preferred natin because mas matibay siya, hindi natin alam ngayon kung ano gagawin natin dito sa extra skid plate that we have. So tatago na lang muna natin for the time being. Of course, when we bought this bike, since we don't really know previous owner, first agenda is basically overall PMS for this bike. The usual change oil, change filter. We had the brake fluid flushed. We have the brakes serviced. The chains checked. We had the radiator coolant flushed. Pinalitan na natin yan bago. We had the battery check. Basically, we did a complete PMS for this bike para save tayo. Remember, this would be an everyday bike, right? Some of the things hindi na natin pinalitan. These ones, although hindi ko siya type, pero it does go with the bike. It looks okay, so hindi ko na pinalitan. I was actually hoping for a better lever guard, pero okay na yan for the time being. Iwas gastos. Actually, naging magastos na tayo for this bike when we got it. I find this bike very useful. Ang sarap niyang gamitin, napakagaang. It doesn't really look like a small bike. It's very far from being an underbone. Sa underbone kasi ramdam mo na maliit yung bike. But this one looks to be, looks and feels like a real regular standard bike. Malaki siya, so okay siya. It doesn't look small on you when you ride the bike. However, since nakasanayan natin yung 390 Duke, medyo nababagalan tayo dito sa bike na to. I know it is normal for a 155. You cannot really compare it with a 400cc bike. Pero we're hoping to get more power out of this engine. So probably pinag-iipunan natin or at least pinaplano natin to go with the bore up for these bikes. Pero right now, ang gagawin natin dito is maximize the usage of this bike muna. Since this bike was actually bought para pamasok, it's not our priority right now. So definitely this bike would be a project bike. So probably next project is to make this bike perform better. So engine upgrade tayo dyan. I guess that would be all. Watch out for our project bike in the coming months. Okay then? So yun lang yan mga boss. Maraming salamat. See you next time in the next video. Thanks. Bye for now.